Hello, everybody. It's your TVC Emperor, and today I have for you the Power of the Force, Jabba the Hutt, from the Star Wars Special Edition movies. And when the Special Edition came out, this was exactly the way he looked in the Special Edition, the first version of it, before they improved or I don't know. Honestly, I didn't really think it was much of an improvement because I thought it still looked just as bad. But before they made it look better in their eyes, I don't know. But this Jabba the Hutt, for some reason, I really love this version. I even loved the very first version of him in the movie. I know a lot of people didn't like it the way he looked and all, but I thought he looked more like Jabba than what we got now in the movie. The way they supposedly tweaked him and made him supposedly better. I don't think that looks like Jabba at all. It looks like maybe Jabba's cousin or something. Like, it has no features whatsoever, in my opinion, of Jabba. But I think the first one, his eyes might have been a little too big or so, but I thought he looked a lot more like Jabba to me than what we got now in the movies. This Jabba holds a very special place in my heart because when I first seen it, I wanted him so bad because I am the biggest Jabba the Hutt fan ever. I mean, I'm like one of those huge Jabba the Hutt fans, and I had to have him. I just had to have Jabba the Hutt in my collection, and I didn't care how or what, but I needed Jabba. And I went to Toys R Us one day to go find him, and he wasn't on the shelf. But I was walking around past a door that was leading to their warehouse, and lo and behold, there's a Jabba the Hutt sitting in the box, brand new, right on the side of the door. So I grabbed him. I took him, and I went up to the register. Really happy I had him in hand and all, and they go, "Oh, no! Where did you get this job?" I said, "Oh, it was like I was passing by your door, and there he was. He wasn't on the shelf like he should be." They're like, "Oh, no, we were saving this for one of our employees was saving this for someone." I was like, "Whoa!" I said, "You can't hold things for people." I said it should be first come first serve thing, man. I said you can't just sit there and hold shit for people. So I raised hell because I was pissed. Now I understand their point. You know, um, I can understand their point, and if I was in their shoes, I would have done it too. But I wanted this job so bad, so I wasn't. There's no way I was going to let this Java go. So finally, they're like, you know what? If you give us your name and number, as soon as Java gets in, we'll give you a call, and we'll save one for you. I said, all right, that sounds fair. So sure enough, they did. They called. But I did wind up finding the Java at Walmart later. So I didn't need it, but I did thank them for that and all. But so I did wind up getting them, and this is in fact the job I found at Walmart, and I was so stoked and so happy because a lot of these sometimes when you get these out of the package, they have paint chips even before you touch them. The paint's either rubbed or chipped from being in the box. So yeah, very very hard to get one that's not chipped up and stuff. But I was stoked that mine actually, didn't have any chips or anything. It looked good, so I was happy because my friends got one and his was all chipped up and he was pissed. And I heard that it happened with a couple of other people. But very cool looking Jabba the Hutt. In my opinion, I just love this because it brings me back to that time of the special editions, which was very exciting for me because I'm a child of the '70s. I seen the very first Star Wars as it came out in the theaters. I remember the magic, the excitement of seeing that film for the first time, being blown away by the special effects, the characters, you name it. Little Mike was ecstatic, to say the least. And I can't even describe to the people today who grew up with all the special effects today how big of a deal that was back then. To see something like that on the big screen. It's an experience that I don't think people today can capture. because they're really spoiled with the special effects now. I mean, they're used to it, and it was just a special time for movies in general. And at the time, we were getting a lot of good movies. Finally, a lot of good ones were coming out. But yeah, but let's get to the Jabba the Hutt, and here he is. The special edition Jabba the Hutt. And now this Jabba did come with a Power of the Force Han Solo figure. Which is basically that horrible Han Solo that was all like buff looking and kind of ridiculous, but yet still had a certain charm to it. Those Power of the Force figures have a very special charm to them. Maybe it was because Star Wars was back and we were all excited, to get it. To get Star Wars back in our lives and to have, I would dare say better representation, better versions of the figures that we had when we were growing up, other than them being buff. Yeah, because they did eventually tone down the buffness. So thank God for that. And now today we got, now we're totally spoiled. We got so much good stuff right now. But this is the Jabba the Hutt from the special edition Star Wars movie from the Power of the Force, and I love this thing. I just love this Jabba. I don't know why. I even love the way he looked in the movie, even though he didn't look so great. There's something about it I just loved. I'm like, why do I like the way Jabba looks so much in this movie? I don't know why. It doesn't look good at all, but something about it I just loved it. I don't know. Maybe it was just that I was seeing Jabba on the big screen again. Maybe I think that might have been it. I was just so excited to see Jabba the Hutt on the big screen again. And after reading that whole part of the story in the comic book, the original comic book, and which they cut out of the original movie, and then actually seeing it play out on the big screen, that was really exciting to see. And I don't know, there's something very exciting about the special editions. There's just so much to be excited about. Star Wars was back in theater. They added, more special effects, some good, some bad. I don't know, it was just great. It was like Star Wars was back, man. And, I was without Star Wars in my life for so long before that. So it was exciting. Very, very, very exciting. But let's get to Jabba, because I'm waffling. Let's get to his movement. He's got swivel in his waist, which activates his tail movement. Yeah. So you can make him kind of move across the sand there, or the floor, wherever he's at. And he's got swivel in his arms. So that's cool. He's got real glass eyes, just like the old Jabba the Hutt, which really made that Jabba special. I really do wish that the vintage collection would return to the glass eyes. That would be so cool. I mean, just as a personal nod to the original vintage. There's something about it, Jabba's eyes, like those, like you can't really see the eyes very well on this one, but the original Jabba, it did kind of look like his eyes were following you no matter where you went, like the way you moved, from side to side. It almost looks like that Jabba's eyes were following you, and it was very cool. But yeah, and he's got two different paint colors. He's got the orange on a dark gray. So yeah, this is all that's on the bottom there. Not a whole lot to look at. But yeah, so this is the Power of the Force Jabba the Hutt figure, and I just love this figure. I'm not ashamed to say it. Something about it. It's got a lot of charm. It's got a lot of good memories. There's a lot wrapped up in this old Jabba the Hutt mold and figure, and I just love it. I love this Jabba, and it will always have a special place in my heart, in my collection. So yeah, that's the Power of the Force special edition Star Wars Jabba the Hutt. And I hope you enjoyed this review. Sorry I didn't have the Han Solo, but he's buried somewhere. And there really wasn't much to look at, to be honest. But the Jabba's cool. I like the Jabba. But okay, guys. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.